Beneath the white cottonwood trees, the world slows to a gentle rhythm, and the sound of the guitar begins to sing. Each note falls softly, like leaves drifting in the summer breeze, carrying with it the calm of open skies and quiet fields. The air is warm, filled with stillness, and a melody wraps around the heart like a gentle embrace. The cottonwood whispers in the winds, its threads swaying with the song. The strings hum steadily, unhurried like footsteps along an old dirt road. In this place, time is kind, and worries fade into the distance. The music flows with ease, like water over smooth stones, reflecting sunlight and dreams. Dreams all the same. Every chord tells a story of peace, a night spent under a fading sunset, a morning's touch with golden light. Rush speaks softly, cottonwood dreams linger in the air, painting pictures, calm rivers, quiet valleys, and the steady strength of the earth itself. The song carries warmth like a memory of home. It is the sound of rocking chairs on porches, open fields stretching toward the horizon. A gentle wind through tall grass, each phrase is steady and true, reminding us that their peace is not far, that it lives in simple moments, in the hush of the land, in the quiet comfort of a song. The melody that moves slowly, like a story told by firelight. It drifts through the air like shadows with its glow, softening the edges of the night. The cottonwoods stand tall against the sky, their presence eternal, like guardians of the land, holding silence and song in the same breath. In the stillness, the guitar becomes a friend, steady and faithful. Its voice is soft yet strong, carrying the soul into deeper rest. Notes rise and fall, gently weaving dreams that float like stars in the night. And those cottonwood dreams, peace is endless, time is forgotten, and the heart is free. As the final chords fade, the trees whisper once more, and the night remains calm. The guitar rests, but the peace it leaves lingers, holding us close in the quiet. Beneath the cottonwood branches, where music and silence meet, the dream continues soft and everlasting. Night settles slowly, covering the fields with shadows. The sky carries a soft amber glow, fading into stars. A gentle guitar begins its notes like whispers, drifting in the cool evening air. Each sound is tender, wrapping around the listener like a blanket of calm. The strings breathe softly, steady and unhurried. They fall like gentle footsteps across a wooden porch, slow and thoughtful, carrying peace into the night. The amber light lingers, warm in the silence, as if the horizon still holds the last glow of day. The melody drifts like fireflies, glowing softly in the dark. Each chord carries rest, each tone a sigh of release. The guitar hums low and steady, as if it knows a rhythm for life. The notes stretch long, fading into stillness, like like a lantern swaying in the night breeze. Dreams approach quietly, lure out of the zombie. Only light their settle for sakes and guitar tempt the guitar rush you like the voice shining tapestry. Kids of peace drawn, it's its silence, spotless and coming in a slow. Then monster of a sin, counter and fragile, as though your wish is not to disturb the dream. Ease the mold fades with care. Can't away the weight of the day. In the final moment, the music rests completely, like a flame that burns low but never disappears. The amber glow remains in memory, a soft light inside the heart, and in that glow, the sleep arrives calm, deep and unbroken. Amber glow, gentle night, peaceful rest. Night settles slowly, covering the fields with shadows. The sky carries a soft amber glow, fading in stars. A gentle guitar begins its notes like whispers, drifting in the cool evening. Each sound is tender, wrapping around the listener like a blanket of calm. Strings breathe softly, steady and unhurried. They fall like gentle footsteps across a wooden porch, slow and thoughtful, carrying peace into the night. The amber light lingers, warm in the silence, as if the horizon still holds a last glow of day. The melody drifts like fireflies, glowing softly in the dark. Each chord carries rest, each tone a sigh of release. The guitar hums low and steady, as if it knows a rhythm for love. Blue notes stretch long, fading into stillness, like a lantern swaying in the night breeze. Dreams approach quietly, lure out of the zombie. Burning light there settle for sakes and guitar tempt the guitar rush you like the voice shining tapestry. Kids of peace drawn, it's its silence, spotless and coming in a slow. Then monster of a sin, counter and fragile, as though your wish is not to disturb the dream. Ease the mold fades with care. Can't away the weight of the day. In the final moment, the music rests completely, like a flame that burns low but never disappears. The amber glow remains in memory, a soft light inside the heart, and in that glow, the sleep arrives calm, deep and unbroken. Amber glow, gentle night, peaceful rest. canyon stands tall and wide, carved by time and silence. Its walls echo stories of wind and river, voices carried across stone. The guitar begins softly, each note drifting like air between the cliffs, filling the stillness with warmth. The sound moves slowly like the path of sunlight stretching across canyon walls. Each chord rises and falls, steady as the rocks, calm as the shadows. The melody feels endless, carrying the listener into the vastness of the canyon's breath. The wild canyon holds both silence on. The guitar reflects the balance, its voice gentle yet strong, weaving tone into the air like water shaping stone. Notes echo lingering, spreading into space, reminding of distance, of freedom, of quiet journeys. As the music deepens, it becomes a trail, footsteps on dust and stone, winding between walls that seem to touch the sky. But melody is unhurried, a guide through stillness. Every strum carries calm, a reminder that even in vastness, peace can be found. Canyon itself hums with the guitar, shadows shift across stone, a warm light fades, yet the music remains steady as a heartbeat. It is an escape, not a leaving but a finding, calm in the spaces carved by time. Exploring is longer, filling the canyon with quiet strength. The melody feels like the wind moving through, brushing against stone, touching every corner. Is a music of patience and stillness, stretches in eternity, a reflection of the canyon's endless walls. Toward the end, the song softens, returning to stillness. The guitar slows, tender and fragile like the fading sun. The canyon quiets once more, yet the sound lingers in memory. The final notes fade into silence, leaving only calm. The canyon remains vast and eternal, holding the song within its walls. Wild canyon, wild peace, wild calm. The creek runs slow, its water shining golden in the afternoon sun. Every ripple catches the light, every turn of the stream whispers quiet songs to the earth. The guitar begins gently near the steady flow, soft and patient, like a voice without hurry. Each note drifts across the air, floating like leaves carried downstream. The sound is calm, steady and reassuring, a melody that moves without force, yet never stops. The gentle rhythm mirrors the stream itself, always flowing, always alive, always serene. Golden Creek, a place of rest, here the world slows and the sound of water mixes with the warmth of the guitar. Strums echo softly like stone, Beneath the surface, steady and grounding, the melody shines like a light on ripples, weaving through silence with the grace. The song deepens as the creek bends, the guitar adding weight to the calm. It is not heavy but grounded, a reminder that stillness can carry strength. Each note arrives with intention, lingering long enough to breathe and moving on. Like water, continuing its endless path. There is memory here of quiet afternoons where the world feels at peace. The sound of running water, the warmth of the sun, the steady rhythm of nature, it all returns through the song. The guitar holds those moments gently, as if protecting them, allowing them to live again within the music. As the melody grows, it gathers like a creek after rainfall, flowing with more fullness, but never losing its gentleness. The guitar carries its listener along. Through open fields and shaded trees, through calm skies and soft winds, the song is a journey but one without urgency, one that simply exists. When evening begins to touch the water, the golden light softens, the melody slows again, becoming delicate and fragile. Each note is like the last rays of sun on the creek, fading but still warm, still beautiful. The world grows quiet and the guitar allows to breathe. The final chords drift like water beyond sight, disappearing to the distance. The creek continues, the song continues, though softly, gently, endlessly. What remains is serenity, calm, and a memory of peace, carried in sound. Day begins to fade and the sun dips low, painting the sky with colors of gold and crimson. The trail stretches quiet before the heart, winding through fields that still carry the warmth of daylight. The guitar begins steady and calm, like footsteps on a dirt road heading into evening. The melody is soft, carried by strings that glow with warmth. Each note feels like the breath of the wind, moving through tall grass. The journey is not hurried, it takes its time, letting the listener walk slowly into peace. Sundown trails open wide, filling the air with calm. The guitar hums gently, chords rising like distant hills, falling like the shadows that lengthen across the land. The notes wander freely, drifting into silence, then return with the ease of twilight. Sound is a companion for the guiding thoughts in the stillness. It feels like sitting on a fence post, watching the last rays of sun set along the horizon. The trails are endless, but the guitar makes them feel close, familiar like home. Melody is a lantern carried down the path, lighting each step with care. The sound softens, turning inward, almost like a prayer. The guitar speaks not in words, but in gentle sighs, mind and the heart to rest. Sundown trails do not ask for haste. They simply welcome you into peace. Chords stretch longer, fading like the light across the fields. The journey slows as though the night has arrived. Stars begin to gather above, but the guitar keeps glowing, its melody lingering like embers in the air. At last the song becomes still, quiet as a trail under moonlight. The journey ends, not the closure, but with the promise tomorrow the trails will be there again, waiting to be walked, waiting to be heard. Sundown fades, the evening deepens, and the guitars rest signs in silence. Peace has arrived. Evening settles in, quiet and slow, as the fire begins to glow with a gentle warmth. The southern guitar hums softly, each note rising like sparks into the night sky. The air is calm, filled with stillness, and the rhythm drifts like ember. Carried by the breeze, the world narrows to this moment. Firelight, shadows, and sound. Melody speaks of reflection, of quiet hours when thoughts drift easily, finding their place. Each chord bends smoothly like the slow sway of branches above, and the strings echo softly, steady and sure. The guitar paired with the warmth of the fire, both glowing against the silence of some night. The fireside evening invites memory. Long summer nights, voices carried through still air. Laughter fading into quiet. The guitar recalls him gently, weaving them into patterns of sound that settle on the heart. It is a music of stillness, of calm, of remembering without sorrow. The horizon disappears in the darkness, but here by the fire the world is enough. The guitar strung, steady, unhurried, like a heartbeat at rest. Each note is a reflection, a chance to pause and breathe. Time slows and the night stretches long, wrapped in peace. And white, a fire crackles low and the slide feeds through the like a current beneath the calm. And the steady faithful carry the weight of silence with grace. Each phrase holds space for thought, for remembering, for letting go. As the melody begins to fade, the night grows deeper, the fire glows low, and the guitar softens, its final notes falling like embers into the still air. The quiet returns, sold in cautious and vulnerary of sound. The fireside evening remains, gentle and eternal, a place of peace within the heart. horizon stretches wide, a line of calm across the evening sky. The guitar begins with a gentle strum, steady as the heartbeat of the land. Each note carries the warmth of the south, soft and unhurried, like the breeze moving through tall grass it does. The sound is rustic, simple and true. It feels like a walk down a dirt path where the only company is the whisper of the wind and the fading glow of the sun. The melody does not rush, it lingers, unfolding like the slow turn of daylight into night. The guitar drifts between chords, weaving patterns of stillness. Every phrase feels like a memory of quiet days, of horizons that stretch forever without end. There is no need for words, for the guitar speaks clearly in its language of rest. The music rises, just enough to echo the beauty of the land. Rolling hills, wide skies, and the hush of twilight are all carried in its tone. The rustic horizon is not only seen but felt in the calm and the patience, in the way the notes seem to dissolve into silence and return again, softer each time. There is a sweetness to the sound, a reminder of evening spent on wooden porches, watching the sun disappear beyond the fields. The guitar plays like a friend who knows a heart and speaks gently, never asking, only offering peace. The rhythm is slow, steady like footsteps at the end of a long day. The rising glows and fading light, and the guitar glows with it. Together they create a world where nothing's hurried, but every moment is enough. As the piece moves on, the sound becomes even softer, as if carried away by the night when the chords stretch out long and warm, echoing the endless line of the horizon. The music feels timeless, as though it could go on forever, never ending, never beginning, just flowing. The rustic horizon fades into the distance, and the girl follows it gently. The song closed not within it, but it feels like the sky turning slowly towards starlight. You listen quiet, even behind the extreme, a calm that lingers in the soul. Peace has come, carried on the string, left upon the horizon. The horizon stretches wide, bathed in soft amber light, and the journey begins with the gentle hum of a southern guitar. Each note drifts slowly, like dust carried by the wind, floating across the fields where the earth meets the sky. The air is still yet alive with the quiet pulse of calm, and the melody rises steady, carrying the heart into open spaces. Guitar speaks with warmth, telling stories, roads long travel of sunsets fading behind distant hills, the kind of silence only wild horizons can hold strings bend to these. Like grass bound to the evening breeze, and every chord falls into place unhurried, unforced. Time softens here, stretched out across golden plains, inviting rest and reflection. dusty horizon shimmers in the distance, a reminder of endless past and timeless skies. The song is steady like footsteps on a familiar trail, echoing gently through the quiet. Each phase is slow, paper filled with the strength, the stillness. The guitar breathes like the land itself, vast, open, eternal. Memories move with the melody, faint and tender, long summer days, nights beneath scattered stars, mornings filled with the promise of calm. The guitar carries them all, even into a soft rhythm that soothes the spirit. The dusty horizon is not just a place, it is a feeling, a reminder of how peace lingers when we let it. The music flows with grace, each note a reflection of southern land. Rich, simple, timeless, it echoes the sound of rocking chairs on wooden porches, the wind brushing through fields of a steady rhythm. Life lived close to the earth, there is no rush here, no demand, only the slow journey of sound unfolding against the sky. As the chords linger, the horizon glows, steady and calm. The guitar tells its final story, soft as whispers carried on the evening air. The dust settles gently and the world feels at ease, as though every worry has been carried away by the song. Takes its place, wide and waving horizon remains stretched eternal, holding both the strength, dream its glow. In that silence, the guitar's voice continues, quiet yet unbroken, a reminder that calm can always be found beneath the southern sky. The journey begins softly, with the sound of a guitar that feels like dawn, rising over tall pines. The timber sky stretches above, painted with fading sunlight, and the music moves like a gentle breeze through the trees. Each note is steady, calm, and filled with the promise of peace. The guitar carries the feeling of wide open roads, of wooden fences that line the countryside, of paths that lead nowhere but into calm. It is a song of movement, but not of haste. Each chord is measured, patient, like footsteps taken along a quiet trail. The melody rises slowly, lifting like the horizon itself. It is not a song of arrival, but of the journey, where the sky above becomes part of the rhythm. The timber sky seems endless, and the guitar captures that sense of space, of breath, of freedom. There is a softness in the sound, a gentle weight that soothes the spirit. The music does not hurry, it settles in the air, wrapping around the listener like the comfort of nightfall. The guitar echoes the feeling of being carried by the road, each note like a companion for the miles ahead. The journey feels timeless. The music calls back to wooden cabins, old trails, and nights spent under lantern light. It brings the memory of campfires, of voices quieted by the night, of skies heavy with stars. The guitar moves through these images as if it has always known them. The chords expand outward, wide and steady like the sky itself. It is a music of reflection, of looking out across the land and finding stillness within. The timber sky watches, silent, as the guitar speaks softly, calm. The song feels both close and far. It is intimate in the way it plays against the heart, yet distant, like the open air between mountains. It allows space for thought, for rest, for the kind of peace that belongs to journeys. with no urgency. As the piece continues, the guitar slows, settling deeper into calm. The timber sky fades from bright to quiet, the stars emerging as steady companions. The melody becomes softer still, guiding the listener gently toward the close of night. The final notes linger like starlight, glowing faintly but surely. The sky remains endless and calm, and the music leaves behind a quiet that stretches into the horizon. It is a song for travelers, for dreamers, for those who find peace beneath the timber sky. Meadow rests in silence, stretched wide beneath the southern sky. The prairies surely were never. The grass moves only slightly in the gentle wind, each blade catching a glimmer of light. The guitar begins with quiet strength, a voice as soft as the morning air. Each note lingers like the stillness of open fields, calm yet alive. The melody floats steady and hurried like footsteps across tall grass that bends but never breaks. It is music for stillness, music for thought, music that opens a space between distraction. Silent meadows, endless and vast, hold the world in peace. Your guitar mirrors the calm, string by string weaving sound like a breeze through the quiet lake. Notes rise and fall like hills rolling into the distance. Never sharp, never rushed, always tender. The song grows gently like clouds drifting above the horizon. Strums deep and carrying warmth, yet remain gentle enough to hold the silence close. Each chord is a reminder of simplicity, the focus found in quiet spaces, of the steady rhythm that guides the heart without noise. As the melody expands, it becomes a path through the meadow, a trail that invites the mind to wander yet remain grounded. Thoughts find clarity here, flowing without weight, settling in stillness. The guitar is the companion, a voice that speaks softly but with presence, guiding the listener forward. In this place there is no rush. The meadow holds time still, the song lingers like sunlight across tall grass, never fading, only shifting with the day. The sound carries reflection and balance and a steady calm, inviting focus with every gentle chord. When evening touches the meadow, the light softens and the guitar follows. The melody slows, tender and fragile, echo in the quiet beauty of a day's end. The silence grows deeper, yet the sound remains warm, a final whisper across the open field. The last notes fade like shadows stretching long in the night, leaving behind peace. The meadow remains quiet and endless, and the song that's winning live in memory. Silent meadows, endless calm, endless focus, endless peace. Melody begins softly, like the first stars rising above the horizon. Each note carries the calm of twilight, slow and dim, as if the guitar itself were breathing with the fading light. The plains stretch endlessly quiet and still, and the music drifts across them like a breeze.
The guitar moves with patience. It sounds low and warm. It carries the listener into stillness, into a place where the day has ended and night begins without hurry. Each chord feels like a step across the plain, steady and sure,
leading deeper into rest. Melody glows with a faint light, soft as the last rays of sunset. It is tender, peaceful and wide, reflecting the openness of the land. The plains at twilight are vast, yet never lonely. They are filled with silence that comforts, and the guitar becomes that silence, turned into sound as the song unfolds. The music deep and slow and grounded. The guitar speaks and whispers, carrying a story of stars appearing one by one in the sky.
the melody holds a rhythm that feels like breathing, steady and calm. It asks for nothing but rest. Each note eases mind, each pause leaves room for quiet. Each phrase settles deeper into peace.
Midway the sound brightens slightly, not with energy but with warmth. It is the sound of twilight becoming night, of the plains holding both shadow and light together. Music feels endless, like the horizon that stretches beyond sight.
The final section is tender, almost a lullaby. The guitar plays as if it were the voice of himself, stronger than Max grown guiding.
This piece is not only music,
It is a journey to rest and fade in the minute calm. They said it in this in the calm, where an old itself has become part of the piece.
Night unfolds gently across the open prairie, a sky filled with stars and a horizon that seems endless. The guitar begins softly, its sound floating like the night air, calm and unhurried. Each note lingers, echoing the silence of the land. The melody carries a sense of peace, as though we were born from the quiet of the prairie itself. It is not a song of urgency, but a stillness, where time slows down and reflection becomes natural. The guitar flows steadily, each chord as steady as the stars above. The sound drifts like the lantern's glow in the dark, warm and reassuring. It tells a story without words, story of nights spent under wide skies. The sign with thoughts stretch as far as the horizon. The prairie has no walls, no boundaries, only space, and the music reflects the freedom. The chords rise gently, carrying within the beauty of solitude. This is not loneliness, but peace, the kind of peace that comes when the night is wide and the air is calm. The guitar becomes a companion, steady and soft, guiding the listener into quiet reflection. Prairie seems alive in the music. One can almost hear the wind through tall grasses, the distant call of night creatures, in the silence that fills the spaces in between. The guitar does not rush, the beats roads full for quiet reflection. The music holds steady, never loud, never demanding. It's background and foreground all at once, a soundscape for the mind. Every strum feels like a step taken slowly, every chord like a star appearing in the sky. The Colby's steadily with the final series and notes that glow like the last embers of a fire. Prayer remains quiet, vast and eternal, and the guitar leaves behind a calm that lingers long after the song is done. The night belongs to the prairie, and the music belongs tonight. Prairie stretch you high till it's been the sun, and the wind drifts gently through tall grass, carrying a rhythm that feels eternal. The guitar begins with a soft hum, each note steady as footsteps across an open trail. It is the sound of space of breathing freely, of calm that belongs to the land itself. The prairie wind moves slowly, rushing through weed and wildflowers. The melody follows the strings and the ballads fall at the breeze like them a singer of all, and weaving three that their silence says as it'll do that. Patient and kind, feeling the wide horizon. This is music for peaceful days, when time feels unhurried and the heart beats quiet. The guitar carries warmth when shaken and soft, reflecting the stillness of the earth below. Each strum is soaring moon or in cross the plain. The sky calls forth memory of quiet mornings, when the first light bright as wind is gentle, or long afternoons where shadows drift slowly over golden fields. It is a song of rest, of letting the mind wander without hurry. The prairie wind does not rush, it flows steadily in the soul, it's carrying calm. The guitar deepens, moving into fuller rhythm like the steady push of wind against tall grass. It gathers strength but never loses its gentleness of balanced power. Fire and peace, each note holds space, giving the listener room to breathe, to reflect, to settle. As the song continues to use, the wind shifts, carrying thoughts far across unseen miles. Tells of journeys taken not in heads, but with quiet for purpose. It is music at distance, a freedom of white skies that invite the spirit to rest. Eden approaches slowly, and the prairie grows golden with light. The wind softens again, and the melody returns to its quiet center. Notes linger like a fading sun, warm but unhurried, steady but tender. The world becomes still, the prairie calm, the wind gentle once more. The song closes as it began. With peace the final chords drift like a last breeze of day, fading into the horizon. Prairie wind carries them away, leaving only quiet, only space, only calm.
The song begins quietly, like the soft sound of water moving through stones. The guitar flows gently, steady and calm, as if it were a river whispering across the land. Its melody feels alive but peaceful, a rhythm that belongs to the countryside. The music carries the listener into open southern fields where rivers wind slowly beneath wide skies. Each note is patient like ripples on the surface, never rushing but always moving forward. The guitar sings of calm days, of hours untroubled, where peace is found in the flow of time itself. There is warmth in them, found a softness that feels like sunlight resting on water. The chords stretch like rivers across the horizon, carrying thoughts and feelings with them. The melody is not hurried, it wanders like a traveler walking along the bank, listening to the steady voice of the stream. As the guitar deepens, it becomes more than music. It becomes a memory of old southern days, of rivers that have watched generations pass, of land that has always known the rhythm of flowing water. The song holds that timelessness, the sense that rivers are eternal, always present, always guiding. The guitar rises and falls like water spilling over stones, bright and gentle. It carries peace, an invitation to rest. The song is for afternoons spent in stillness, for mornings when the world is slow, for evenings when the air cools and calm settles like mist over the water. The melody reaches outward, flowing into wide spaces. It feels like the movement of rivers across valleys, connecting lands and carrying stories. Each note is part of that journey, small but endless, like the current itself. The sound is both grounding and freeing. It reminds the listener of roots, of home, of southern skies where rivers carve paths through the land. Yet it also lifts the spirit, giving a sense of openness, of drifting without weight, carried by music as by water. The piece softens as it moves forward, as if the river is slowing at dusk. The notes stretch longer, quieter, like the fading light. The guitar whispers now more than sings, carrying a listener into deeper calm. In the final moments, the melody lingers like ripples fading into still water. The guitar holds its last note softly, letting them fade as gently as a river, flowing out of sight. It is a song of calm days, of rivers that speak without words, of peace that flows endlessly. The whispering rivers carry the listener into silence, where music and water become one.
The song opens gently, like sunlight spreading across an open valley at dawn. The guitar plays softly, its notes golden and warm, carrying a sense of calm. Each sound feels like light on the earth, steady and peaceful, promising the day of rest. The melody stretches wide, as if echoing across hills and fields. It moves slow, never rushed, reflecting the rhythm of the land. The valley it describes is quiet, filled with stillness, touched only by the breeze. The guitar becomes the voice of that place, steady, kind, timeless. As the song continues, the chords deep and flowing like a soft current through the valley. The music carries with it peace, the kind that rests deep in the heart, reminding the listener of simple days beneath the open sky. The guitar tells of sunlight falling over tall grass, of horizons that shimmer and gold. Each phrase is like a breath, calm and full. The notes feel alive but unhurried, a reminder that rest is not stillness alone, but the gentle movement of time without burden. The melody drifts like a traveler walking slowly across a wide field, taken in the silence of the land. In the middle, the guitar grows warmer, its voice brightening. It feels like midday in the Golden Valley, when the sun is high and the world is calm beneath its glow. The song holds both light and comfort, a reminder of the beauty found in quiet places. The melody rises and falls like hills, in the distance it is steady, guiding, never sharp. Its movement is like the earth, the sail strong yet gentle, always present. The listener feels held, carried into a state of ease. The song speaks of peace, but also of belonging. It is a melody of home, of roots, of being connected to the land. It whispers of evenings spent on porches, of mornings where the sky opens clear, of valleys where every sound is soft and kind. As the peace begins to slow, it feels like the valley at sunset. The golden light softens, shadows stretch across the fields, and the world grows quiet once more. The guitar plays more gently, its voice like the fading warmth of the day. Final notes linger like light at dusk, golden but fading, leaving the listener wrapped in peace. The melody does not end suddenly, it settles like the valley resting in night. This song is a journey in stillness, to a golden valley that welcomes all her. The guitar carries the listener there and leaves them resting, calm and at peace, within the quiet glow of music and land. Under the starlit prairie, the night whispers low. The fields rest in silence, and the gentle wind softly blows. A quiet guitar plays, carrying dreams across the wide horizon, leaving melodies that echo through the calm of the night. Each note drifts like a falling starlight in the sky, with tender peace guiding the heart toward restful stillness. The prairie breathes slowly, the earth wrapped in a blanket of calm. Shadows dance across the tall grass, moving gently with the rhythm of the chords. In the distance, the echo of the land sings along, reminding us of forgotten roads and timeless skies. The song carries warmth like a lantern glowing at the edge of the night, leading us deeper into a place of reflection. Every string tells a story of quiet journeys, where the soul walks unheard, where time slows to the sound of soft guitar. The night opens wide, revealing endless stars that shine above the open plains, and in that vastness peace settles within. Memories drift like clouds across the sky, while the melody holds them tenderly, letting them pass without weight, without sorrow, only gentle remembrance. The guitar hums softly like a friend beside the fire, steady and warm. It speaks of rest, of quiet nights where nothing's rushed. Nothing is lost, everything simply is. The air is cool, carrying the fragrance of the earth, of wood and grass, of life lived simply. The heart follows the song, each note like a step across the prairie under the moon. The horizon fades in a shadow, but the music continues, steady as the heartbeat of the land. It fills the silence yet leaves room for thought, for dreams to rise, for calm to settle deeper. In the prairie under starlight is Immerse, so is the song. Yeah, they journey into stillness, a journey into peace. And as the final notes linger, the night remains vast and quiet, holding us close. The stars continue to shine, the prairie continues to breathe, and the gentle guitar rests in harmony with the sound. The silence, the music fades, but the peace remains, brightening the soul and comfort, guiding us softly into dreams. The guitar begins softly, slow and warm, like the first glow of the moon rising above the wide prairie. Snow falls gently, smooth and calm as if carried by the night breeze. The melody drifts without hurry, inviting the listener into quiet stillness. The sound opens with spacious chords, each one stretching wide. They echo in the silence of open fields. The guitar flows lightly, like moonlight scattered across tall grass. The rhythm is steady, calm and unbroken, creating a sense of safety and peace. As the piece unfolds, the notes grow warmer, their tones glowing like silver light against the earth. The melody is tender, almost like a lullaby, guiding the listener toward rest. The stories of the night sky. The music moves gently, like shadows drift and think across the land. Each phrase feels like a breath, smooth and unforced, steady and calm. The sound is never rushed, but always flowing, steady as the rhythm of night itself. In the middle section, the chords deep and rich, and more like the earth breathing beneath the stars. The melody expands, glowing softly, but still gentle and delicate. The notes rise and fall like the distant call of night birds, echoing softly in the silence. Every pulse between chords feels like space to rest, like the prairie holding its breath under the moon. The sound becomes a companion to stillness, its voice soft yet full in my quiet reflection. The guitar feels endless, carrying the listener deeper in the calm. The peace begins to soften again, the tones lower and slowing with care. The melody fades like night air settling cool across the grass. The rhythm loosens, more spacious, each chord leaving a gentle echo as the song draws to its end. The guitar grows faint like stars fading in the dawn. The sound does does not stop suddenly, but drifts away like a dream, dissolving into quiet air. The final notes linger tender and light, leaving the listener in silence and peace. Moonlit prairie is a summer night, rarest a white companion for sleep. The guitar carries the light of the moon, the whisper of fields and the stillness, wide horizons. Steady, calming and pure, guiding gently into peaceful dreams. The guitar opens with gentle chords, soft and spacious, moving like a breeze through canyon walls. Each note feels light, lifted by air, carrying a sense of calm. The melody drifts slowly, like wind weaving through stone, steady and unhurried. As the sound unfolds, the guitar becomes warmer, brighter, echoing like voices can't eclipse. The rhythm remains slow and grounded, guiding the listener with gentle steps. The tones ripple, flowing like air currents along wide horizons, filling the silence with calm resonance. Each phrase expands into space, creating a feeling of openness. Notes rise and fall with natural ease, carrying warmth and stillness together. The guitar speaks in whisper, telling of quiet days, timeless skies, and wind carrying stories through stone. As the melody deepens, soft flames join the flow, steady and fluid. The rhythm grows fuller but never heavy, remaining in light, like steps along a canyon trail. The sound holds strength, yet it is gentle, moving with grace. Music invites the listener inward, into a space of calm reflection. Spaces between notes feel like pauses to breathe, moments to let thoughts settle. Each chord feels like grounded, like sitting still beneath white sky, feeling the wind move free around. The guitar glows brighter in its middle, warm as late sun across the rocks. Its tones open wider, filling the air with harmony, yet always soft. The sound is steady, like time itself, slow to line the listener to rest deeply in its flow. As the piece begins to soften, the tones grow lower, drifting gently downward. It is like twilight falling across the canyon, shadow stretching along, air cooling. The melody slows, letting silence breathe between each chord. The final breeze is a song that plays itself, quite natural, leaving behind stillness. The sound rests softly, not ending sharply, but dissolving into calm air. The listener is never left in peace, held by the simplicity of the music. guitar begins softly with warm tones and move like morning and light, filtering through tall trees. Each note feels steady and grounded, like footsteps on a quiet trail. The sound carries the stillness of the forest, calm and unhurried, surrounding the listener in peace. As the melody unfolds, the guitar flows like a gentle stream winding between roots and stones. The rhythm is natural, smooth, never rushing, on a quiet balance of nature itself. It feels like walking deeper into the redwoods. The silence becomes alive with the soft voice of the earth. Each phrase opens space for reflection, carrying a sense of ground, and the tones rise and fall like the sway of branches above. Holy and bold, strength and gentleness, the guitar speaks without words, telling stories of stillness and belonging. As the piece moves forward, soft pulse develops, steady like a heart arrest. The fears of music quieted, listen and lose the maze. You listen, lead out, hear the trail. That's what I feel easy to get you to say something, tell. Sound that carry cold fire, remind the quiet presence of the forest around. At its heart, the music invites stillness. The spaces between the notes feel like pauses to breathe. Moments up with us to listen to the quiet eager, grounding the mind in the present, feeding innocence a heart to read again. Well, as the piece continues, the rhythm stretches, becoming slower, deeper, almost like twilight settling over the forest. The guitar moves with grace, flowing her down the forest breeze, steady and eternal, getting peace and unshaken. Guitar begins softly, like the first stars appearing in the night sky. Each note feels calm, steady and warm, carrying the stillness of open land at dusk. The melody moves gently, like wind across the quiet plains, touching the soul with ease. As the sound unfolds, the horizon turns dark and endless, filled with silence and sky. Your guitar becomes a voice of comfort, slow and patient, guiding the listener toward rest. Each phrase is like a star, distant, bright, steady, shining softly against the deep blue night. Rhythm flows with the ease of breathing, it carries no urgency. Only the peace of white spaces where time slows and thoughts quiet down. It feels like sitting by a campfire under the frontier sky. The sound of strings blending with the silence of the land. reflection rises. The guitar leaves space between notes, a silence that invites thought in them. It is not heavy, but light, like remembering moments that shape the heart. The melody flows gently, wrapping each memory in comfort, turning reflection into peace. The tones shift open and slightly wider, as though the night sky reveals more stars. The guitar blooms softly, never loud but alive with warmth. It carries a sense of hope, a calm strength, of being at ease with where the path has led. As the piece steps further, astounded sights to its softness. The guitar roars like the fading bowl of fire, leaving only embers and warmth. It feels like sitting in silence, wrapped in the comfort of the night. The vastness of the frontier above. The final chords fall gently, as though the stars themselves are whispering goodnight. The music does not end sharply, it drifts away like smoke into the night sky. In its fading notes, the listener finds reflection, peace and calm rest. Frontier Nights is not only music, it is a journey into quiet soul of the land under skies unbroken, where the guitar carries a timeless calm and night across the front. The guitar begins with a light touch, soft as the morning air across an open meadow. Each note carries a warmth of wood and string, a sound that settles gently, falling on while for the rhythm moves slowly, inviting stillness, inviting calm. The horizon stretches holding in a stem, tree chills across life good breeze. A piece of water rising up golden light, lost here in the light. This stirs gently, eyes the air's brighter than flames, and the light side of gentle. Sound isn't patient, it does not demand, but instead invites, it creates a space for breath, for thought, for peace. And that space the listener finds calm, a release from the weight of noise, a place where the heart slows and the mind rests. Sea is raining down the tears, shall not nice, and the line of these song forever fire is so free to live. That's the mind feels noise, it is hiding, I wanna cut. If there feels natural like breathing, like walking slowly, yes, crossing an inlet soften. The echo soften again, fading in the stillness between notes. That silence is part of the music, a silence full of rest, calm reflection. Guitar breathes with the forward inversion. It's an let loose with the natural plan eyes. Guess I'll find it's in the store piece. Time it kinda holds it, carrying into bed. Melody drifts for my time that feels like if it's taking more than some of it on pit back. whisperance feels. Each chord is a reminder that peace is always in. Batteries that you sit next to night. The guitar big and softly, like an echo rolling across distant mountains. Each note carries a sense of space, quiet valleys and open skies. The melody is calm and steady, offering both warmth and focus. The rhythm flows evenly, a gentle stream winding its way through the Sierra landscape. It invites the listener to breathe slower, to ease into concentration, to find balance in the steady pulse of sound. As the chords stretch outward, they create a sense of distance. The way mountains echo when the air is still, the music feels alive yet unhurried. Every phrase is like a pause, heart and rebirth. Break us does not need TV forced. The melody deepens, carrying the tone of wood and strings, grounded and natural. It is not loud or demanding, but present, steady as footsteps on a quiet trail. Gathers thoughts gently like leaves drifting into a calm stream, bringing order without effort. Halfway through, it gets softer and softer, blending into silence between notes. The silence feels full, branches sharing in the waders of peace. It's the kind of sea Muhammad Soretti's humming kids to new feel home. Study, each note is like a lantern placed carefully along the path, guiding focus step by step. Melody does not demand attention but supports, keeping thoughts stay balanced alive. As the music moves toward its close, the guitar softens again like echoes fading in the night sky. The sound is gentle, leaving behind a clear space for the listener's own thoughts. It does not end abruptly but drift like the mountains themselves. Still stand, still there. The guitar begins gently as if carried on the evening wind, drifting through cedar trees. Each note is soft, steady and inviting, filling the air with quiet comfort. The melody feels like the embrace of night itself, calm and unhurried, carrying peace in every chord. Sound stretches across the stillness like moonlight across wooden floors. Each phrase, acting as though the forest listens. The guitar speaks in whispers, never rushing, only guiding the listener into rest. As the music flows, the rhythm becomes like breath, slow, steady, grounding. It gathers the weight of the day and gently sets it down, asking nothing in return. And the listener is left only with chord. The melody rises softly like a lantern glowing among trees. It is not loud nor demand, but it brings warmth, a quiet light in the night, steady at each total heartbeat, reminding that peace is always near. Midway the guitar grows richer, as though remembering moments of comfort, sitting by a fire, watching embers fade, speaking softly with the night. The tones are deep, wooden, warm like cedar walls, holding the quiet of years. Every note feels like a companion, steady and patient. The guitar does not rush toward an end, but allows time to slow to expand, as if the night itself wishes to stay longer. The melody weaves images of cedar trees standing tall under the stars, branches swaying with a gentle breeze. Their silence is the same as the guitar's silence between notes, foregrounded, eternal. Toward the end, the music softens again, as if laying down the rest starts to break down to the calmness, simple sounds and wooden strings, and the steady rhythm of a heart at peace. Guitar begins gently, as if opening the door of an old farmhouse at dusk. The air is calm, the land is quiet, and the sound feels like home. Each chord carries the warmth of wood and memory, soft and steady, as if the walls of the homestead themselves could sing. The melody drifts like smoke from a chimney. It fills the air with comfort, wrapping the listener in stillness. This is music not for haste, but for pause, for reflection. There's no place to care, like steps across a wooden porch, echoing but never loud. The song grows with patience, carrying a rhythm, steady as a rocking chair. The guitar tells a story without words, a story of fields resting under evening skies, of time slowing to match the heartbeat of the earth. As the music continues, the sound feels like memory. It calls back to evenings of quiet work, or sitting by the window while the world outside fades into night. The guitar plays in waves, each phrase rising and falling like the wind across tall grass. It does not push forward, settles deeper into peace, inviting the listener to let go of the day's weight. Midway the song brightens slightly, so recalling a moment of joy or laughter at the homestead table. Tones are golden warm like lamp pots working full. And even in this brightness, there is over hurries, worries it waits, steady and kind. Toward toward the end, the guitar softens again, like night settling fully upon the land. The last notes fall gently like a lantern being dim, like footsteps fading into rest. The song does not end abruptly, it simply becomes silence, as if the guitar said enough. It leaves the listener in a place of peace, where reflection is natural. Where reflection is natural, and calm is complete.